Coach. It is something not seen all that often in these parts. Playoff football in North Carolina. We've got it at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wild card game. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. Charity base, let's go.
Here's Martinez on 1st and 10. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Check three, check three, check three.
Back to throw. Martinez in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Joey Bosa able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. Cooper was the target there. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. So 1st and goal, and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Try to pound it in with Washington. And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. The run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Martinez to throw on 3rd down. Cooper's got it. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 19 yards that time for number 19. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Able to slither by. 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Philip Dorsett, 49 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
The handoff right side. It's Washington. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
What is that? 19! 25!
Let's go, D. Big Sears right here. Let's go. Mike spot 4.
Here's Watson. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st, here's Washington. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Watson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now a pass hauled in downfield. 30 yards there, and of course the 1st down as well.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. For big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
Heavy on the edges. Hey, check Michael.
Back to throw, Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Let's go defense. Let's go defense.
7 yards there and a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a trunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
This is Elliott, and he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Squeeze, squeeze, hey,
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Watch the safety creep.
General,
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Austin Seibert on for the field goal.
Seibert's kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I love the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Jim. Check 24.
Now on 1st down, it's Washington again. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Washington gets it going right. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Set. 19. Hey, let's get this. Slip. 26. 25.
Ball trot.
Now Watson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the Panthers punter now as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Set.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And shutting him off, now open field. 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard, 69 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive? And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence, his second sack of the night.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Check the backer, check the backer.
The final shot before the break. Watson eluding the pressure right. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, one of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
To throw is Watson. Complete to Washington. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Check.
2nd and 9 now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Ready.
33. There we go. Single. Slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
Watch 20, steal that. Second up.
To throw is Martinez. Throwing on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson. He completes this one to Mack. Give him a couple on the catch at 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Watson now to throw. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. 3rd down here. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
Motion. Hey, check Mike 11.
On 4th down, Watson. Escaping, and a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence, and that will force a turnover on downs. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
On 1st down, Pollard. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They'll run with Pollard. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they double them up here. That makes our score 20-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny? When we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And on that last drive, Went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated.
He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On third down, Pollard, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2, and it brings up fourth. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 1.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Second and long. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Third down and 13.
Third and long. It's Watson. Got his target, Samuel. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Looking to throw. Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And an alley to run. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Now Pollard. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Okay, ready?
8 yards on the pickup.
Gotta do better.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Come on, QB, come on.
At the
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. They'll run on 1st down. Pollard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover, because one more score, and this game's over.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, Keith.
49, check 49, check 49.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run with Washington. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Washington. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
54 Mike.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety creep.
Running it, Washington. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Their season ends here, a tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Charlotte, good night, everybody.